And one of the reasons why we don't have more people like you or activists that run for office is you are a regular person, and most regular people are just struggling to survive right now.
Yes.
And to run for office, you really can't, it's a full-time job. People don't realize it. Now, I was very fortunate that I was able to do that without having to also be working a job. But regular people that we want to participate in things can't do that. So, and that's why I think most people don't pay attention to politics, because they're just struggling to live.
Shit, ditto. That's a part of the reason why I decided to run. We need to have people in the positions of leadership that got your back when you ain't paying attention. Like what you said, so many people are working a 9 to 5 and just trying to make it to the next day and living check to check.
Yeah.
They're putting people in positions off the trust and faith that when they can't pay attention, you still got their back. And that's exactly what is not happening. And Democrats and Republicans have been taking advantage of that and just getting richer and richer and richer, right? Which is why we got this debacle that we in now. Either side, they don't know what the hell to do. They don't know how to deal with Trump. Because Trump ignorant. He ain't no president. They know how to deal with presidents. They don't know how to deal with ignorant motherfuckers.
Will you ask?
Odessa, first of all, phenomenal website. Really did an amazing job.
He very much analyzes everybody's logos and websites. It's his thing, but yeah.
Well, how would you say, two things. How have the district lines changed with redistricting? And number two, how would you say the help has been regarding organizations like Justice Democrats, brand new Congress, which Shen was endorsed by, in terms of the assistance that they've provided for your campaign? So how much of the district has changed in terms of the lines? And then obviously the organizations, the non-corporate progressive organizations have assisted in being able to build your campaign into viability.
Yeah, and my answer's too long. I don't ever know.
Oh, go for it.
No.
All right,
No, you're good.
All right, okay. So yeah, thank you for asking it. They gerrymandered the shit out of Tennessee. Nashville is a case study of gentrification more than anyone else in the country. If we was a battleground state, it'd be on TV 24/7, right? How it affected, I was running against Congressman Jim Cooper before. He is a blue dog Democrat. He'd been in office since I was 10 months old. 10 months old, I just turned 40,
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And It's like, I didn't want someone representing me who's always like the last person to do the right thing. He's part of that establishment class. He's part of that argument when we talk about people. Like, I don't feel the difference in things that are happening here, right? And as a Black woman in the South, I saw years of politicians coming to my mama and my grandmama's church, and you know how they do that two-hand handshake, right? And so your grandparents think that, oh, Jesus vouched for him, so I'm going to vouch for him.
Right.
Yeah. Taking advantage of people.
Well, we could talk about pastors. That can be an entirely different conversation.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just, and so linking it back to like what we don't do is we don't check people's actual voting records or how they vote against things or like the things that they do. We would have had healthcare a long time ago had he not been fighting in 92 to like stop it. But anyway, with that said, they broke up Nashville because 30% of Nashville is Black, and they wanted to break the Black voice. And because like there's no vote that you can have in Nashville or a specific district unless it's statewide that you can win unless you win the Black vote in Nashville, Tennessee. The minority vote in Nashville was close to 46%. So that's what they did. They directly wanted to silence Black voices with doing that. And how it's changed is I'm now having more fun because I'm running against dumbass Republican Mark Green. The fact that this man went to West Point should be embarrassed. It should be embarrassed that he went there. This man's a doctor. Come on, doctors.
Well, is he a real doctor or is he like a Jill Biden doctor? No, Dr. Oz is a real doctor.
Scary.
I think he I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's a real doctor. And he put his claim to fame is that he was part of the troop, or I think is what you call it, the troop that caught Saddam Hussein. He literally wrote a book called A Night with Saddam. Like, I'm not gonna roast you for naming your book that. A Night with Saddam. It's ridiculous. And it's just full of lies. It's just full of lies. But anyway, like, this is the person I'm running against. Now, we in the South. Anybody know people in the South? Anyone can hear my voice? We are not afraid of butter, sugar, and grease. So
Oh, I've had the redneck pancake at that joint in Vanderbilt University. So I'm very, very well aware.
Well, but then, you're gonna run into somebody that might have insulin, need some insulin. The fact that he a doctor and you didn't put a cap on insulin, we're in the 7th district. You know how many good barbecue joints is rolling through here? He tripping. This is a man who claims, eagle, support, American flag. He spirit, God, freedom. The 3 things they yell that shit all day long. Yeah, you didn't vote for the burn pit veterans. Veterans work too. You don't want to raise the minimum wage. All the things that we need. Over 50% of Tennesseans' debt is medical debt. I got family members going through that right now. Fucking medical debt.
That shouldn't even be afraid. Other countries, when they hear that, that, and also my other favorite one is student lunch debt is one of my personal favorites. We have that here. We have student lunch debt for the elementary school kids.
I think
that's actually a thing. Student lunch debt. I have a question from a friend who is actually the head of our Florida Progressive Caucus for our state. She wanted me to ask you, what are the policies that you see as urgent in Tennessee? Is the party backing or blocking you? And how receptive are the people there to progressive policy?
Thank you, whoever asked that question.
Carolina,
because I almost got to answer the second part of your question. These 2 things go really well together. Shout out to Justice Democrats. Shout out to SEIU and all the CLC and labor unions here. I'm a proud member of SEIU, Local 205. Shout out to Collective PAC and all the work that they have done to help me get over that imposter syndrome. I'm an openly gay Black woman, pretty, but openly gay Black woman, right? Running in the South. And so sometimes, I like you said, working class individuals, I was 30 years old before I figured out who I was going to be, comfortable in my own skin, So I'm kind of late to this game. But I think that may help me too, because I have all the experience of what everyday regular people are going through. Back to the question, our state party, we have our first Black chair, Hendrell Remus. He's had some bumps along the way or whatever, but him and the staff that he's building, it's been extremely helpful. I'm part of the Tennessee Coordinated Campaign. I wish there were more candidates or more elected officials who would buy into it, because we all talk about how we want to move the state forward, but then we don't put all our feet forward to do the things that are needed. I've raised close to $1 million, y'all, close to $1 million on this campaign. And that's without taking $1 from any of these greedy ass corporations, right? The majority of the establishment Democrats here who will tell you they bundled for Obama and them, they just as racist as everybody else.
Thank you.
Be truth about it too, right? If they don't pick you as their candidate, they don't want you, right?
Nope.
Yeah, and they don't answer phones, all these things, right? So they haven't given me any money either. Well, let's see, that I bet my Act Blue ding now with a couple of $250, donations so they can say that they did, but they're not supporting in the way that they could, And so all this has been to people who can hear my voice. Shout out to you, grassroots people across this country, labor and union members and these type of PACs who've come together and been like, yo, we know you ain't got no money right now, but that's what we do. We bring capacity. Justice Democrats helped me raise close to $150,000 in the first 36 hours, right? Like that had never been done until that moment. I thought it was going to be like that every day. I got a rude awakening.
Okay, no, that's like Dan Marino thinking every year he'd be in the Super Bowl. No, it doesn't work like that.
But it should be. And I'm not being arrogant,
I agree.
But I know that I am the candidate that 99% of this country has been waiting on. And if I was anywhere else, I'd be raising $20 million every quarter, But in Tennessee, we got to build the building blocks to get there. Yes. Part of our campaign is get me elected in November 8th so that we can do what we can to keep our country together and then start to shape it in the way that we think it should be shaped, But on November 9th, the infrastructure we building, 18 months from November 9th, we're going to get Marsha Blackburn's ass out of office, People ask me all the time, like, what are you going to do to codify Roe v. Wade? I was like, I'm going to go to every place I can and stomp to make sure that you get the senators that we actually need, because that sits on the Senate floor. I'm not going to be one of these politicians that lie to you about saying I'm going to do something, knowing that it's in the purview of someone else. So you can at least say, I tried it, knowing good and hell well that no one can hold you accountable for it. Nah. I'm going to be
that's awesome.
135. Yeah, that's pushing the political will of what we want to see happen every day.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.